All right. How's it going, everyone? We're going to talk about the most anticipated earnings this week. And hear me out, I know I'm a little bit late. Earnings season snuck under the radar for me. I forgot that this week was financials. I just completely forgot about it. So we're going to talk about this. I'll discuss Tuesday's earnings already here because obviously I'm recording this on Tuesday when these companies before market have already reported. So we'll talk about that. And I'll talk about some of the later ones that I think are going to be exciting for us. So, after close Monday, Ameren, nothing too exciting regarding them. But Tuesday before open, you see, today, right as we open, there's some good, interesting stuff to look at. Let's talk about the big banks first. J.P. Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo. They're the big banks of this first batch here. Let's take a look at their earnings and see what we can decipher. So J.P. Morgan Chase, missed by on an EPS standpoint by $1.34 a share. Yikers. And revenue missed by $1.2 billion. But the shares are up. The shares are up. Okay. Now let me explain this to you. Investors do not freaking care about anything right now. They're shrugging everything off. JP Morgan Chase, really all they did was mention they're stocking up cash. They're piling cash so that way they're going to get through it. Obviously they will, but these guys are stockpiling cash and that gets investors to buying even. What? Even though they admit that they're going to have a sucky quarter next quarter. But guess what? No one cares. Investors don't care. Wells Fargo, how did they fare? A little bit better. They'll beat on a non-GAAP EPS standpoint, so it doesn't matter, by 18 cents. But GAAP EPS, they missed by 52 cents. 1 cent of GAAP EPS. Company almost made negative earnings. Revenue, that's right, missed by $1.58 billion. Hooey. That's what I would call rough. And I mentioned this before. This, for a lot of companies, is going to be an absolute EPS killer. Most companies, frankly. There's not many that will find success because of it. But there are some that will. And we look at Johnson & Johnson, and, well, guess what? Just as I knew, Johnson & Johnson beats by 30 cents on non-GAAP, and GAAP EPS beats by 74 cents. Are you kidding me? And then revenue beats by $1.2 billion. We're talking about Johnson & Johnson, one of the most boring companies out there that doesn't get these kind of beats. And the stock's up 5% as a result, obviously, right now, and I get why. This is a safe stock for these type of environments. First off, if you think any sort of recession type environment, you think Johnson & Johnson because of the fact that, well, people always need soaps. They always need these Johnson & Johnson products. But then we also need to consider there's a lot of potential in the stock for many reasons. I don't know if it's going to be what percentage of the population this current pandemic will impact, but if you think about it, down the road, I have a good suspicion that hand washing consumption or hand soap consumption will be increased quite a bit, actually. I think people who usually did not regularly wash their hands might regularly wash their hands right now. And guess what? Johnson & Johnson, yikers, they're in. They did report down guidance. So obviously I think the stock will be up even more, but I don't know why they reported down guidance. The demand is insane for their products and the prices are going up. So this company should be doing super well. So yeah, that's all I really want to talk about on Tuesdays before open earnings. We had Fastenal, Infosys, commercial bank shares. First Republic Bank actually had a really good quarter. And then Green Tree Hospitality Group. But yeah, First Tree Republic Bank actually had a positive quarter on both ends as well. So that's interesting. After close today, we've got JB Hunt and Washington Federal. Then we also have Kuro, which is a sushi bar, revolving sushi bar. It's like one of those that they got a conveyor belt and you pick what you want off of it, and I don't know if I'd go there because I don't like sushi, but sorry. Call me weird, but not a huge fan of sushi. I think it's more weird to like sushi, but before open on Wednesday, we've got Delta Yikers! That one could be a stinker of an earnings. Absolute stinker. Another big one to look at, Bank of America. Ugh. I don't know how they're going to do, but I hold them still, so we'll see. United Health Group. Don't forget United Health Group. I think that's going to be a very interesting one to look at. I don't know how this type of situation will impact them, because obviously they're giving out a lot of free service, and I don't know how that's going to work. As far as an insurance company is concerned in this situation, I got a bad feeling EPS might decrease for them, but who knows? Who knows? But maybe there's more people insured. I don't know. Obviously, there's more people insured by the government now, so who knows what's going on with United Healthcare? People are getting laid off, so I don't know. People are getting laid off. You think that less people for United Healthcare? I don't know. I don't know how it looks. We're still seeing that. But then we have Citi. That's right, another bank. Goldman Eat My Sacks, PNC, U.S. Bank Corp, all these big banks. All these big banks tomorrow before we open. This is going to be interesting to see. We have Progressive, another insurance company. I don't know necessarily how that's going to be impacted by this type of situation. I've never really experienced this type of situation. My guess is negatively. Less people driving. People have to have insurance on their vehicles. People aren't going to be buying new vehicles. I know that. So I don't know. I don't think it's going to impact it positively. That's for sure. We have WePro, WI Pro. Not sure on the company, but then we have Blade X right after them. After close, massive opportunity here. We'll see how the market goes. But if the market's down Wednesday, and Bed Bath & Beyond is reporting earnings after close, I might be considering some call options because this is a company that should be fantastic. Reporting earnings. They should be, all things considered, but they probably won't actually. Now that I consider it. Anytime I consider buying a call option, it's awful. But if you think about the sales of soaps, especially now, health products are kind of big. I think there could be an argument that people are home more and they don't necessarily care how they smell at home, but I'm in the opposite opinion. When I'm at home and I'm stanking, I'm going to be taking care of it. There's no doubt about it. I want to smell good. I hate when I smell rank, so I'm always going to take care of it. But they could also suck. Who knows? We'll see. EPS is probably going to hurt for them, though. That's one thing to consider. I was just thinking revenue could be good. Lakeland Industries. Don't know too much about them, so Thursday before open, Rite Aid again could be an interesting one to look at. I don't necessarily know how it's going to impact them. I think the probably biggest earnings to look at right now is going to be Abbott Laboratories. You think about Abbott Laboratories, what they're doing is producing these 15-minute tests for this pandemic. 15-minute tests, all produced by Abbott, producing like 50,000 a day. I don't know what that means for their revenue. Are they getting money for these? What kind of prices are they? I think it's going to be great for the company. I think they're going to do super well this quarter. I think it's a company that you could see do very well. But again, it's just hard to say. But I do think they're going to do super well. You think about the fact that it's a medicine company as first. So pretty much, this company is going to be making the same amount of money no matter what the situations are. People are always going to be taking their medications. It's just how it is. Now more than ever, frankly. But we also have now the added opportunity then of making these test kits. So there's a lot of money to be had for Abbott, I think. There's TSMC, BlackRock Investment. It's going to be an interesting one. Not sure how they're going to look. Stage Stores. Philip Morris, are people smoking more than ever? I hope not, but they probably are. I know this sounds weird, but if you think about these times of panic, people usually turn to vices to handle them. If you think about a company like, once we get what are they called? I know the name of them, but major brands, there you go. Think about alcohol companies and tobacco companies. I think they actually seek to benefit from this because, let's be honest, and I've told this before, I work at a retail store, and I don't know anyone that leaves the store without buying alcohol now. Our sales on alcohol are up massively since this started because people are trying to drink away, pretty much the sadness we're facing, which sucks. Same thing with smoking. I hate to say it, but these companies are benefiting from this. And I hate the companies, but I would never invest in Philip Morris because I don't like people smoking. But, hear me out. I think the company seeks to benefit. So if you're interested, you might take a look at it. We've got Lovesac, BNY Mellon, Key Bank, so some big banks again. And I love melons personally, large melons. Sonico, after them, that one was a weird one. After close, we have Intuitive Surgical, a really interesting company. I don't know how this is going to impact them, but obviously negatively. I think they're a really, really interesting company, though. They have a lot going on for them. Let's see. You've got Marston Transport from Red Dead Redemption, obviously, I think. Kushco, definitely a weed company is what it sounds like. Now, I'm not too sure because it's a newer company that I haven't heard of, but Kushco sounds like a weed company. I don't know. Hear me out. We've got Western Alliance, Biopharm X, the garbage stock that I've lost a lot of money on, that I did lose a lot of money on, sorry. I haven't lost it now because screw that company. I sold out after they did their stupid reverse split. They can eat butt for all I care. Screw them. County Bank Corp, First Financial Bank shares, and that's right, American National Bank shares. More banks. Friday we've got Schlumberger, State Street. We have something I have no clue what that is. What are those three Trans-Pacific Union stop signs? I don't know what those are. Regions Bank, Iberia Bank, that's right. Citizens Financial Group, that's a bank. Murphy USA, and then guess what? Wow. That's how you pronounce that last one. No, it's not. I'm sorry, that was not okay of me, and I apologize. But that is a Chinese company. Woo!